Hey, it's Trash Found GameBoy Pocket. Remember? So the screen was badly burned on it. We have a video of changing the front polarizer. Okay, so we decided because the rear polarizer was busted as well. That's a non-stick-on kind. We shall put a backlight kit in. So we did do that, and we'll see in my quick steps on how you can do that in a minute. But this did fail on me because the screen was already kind of messed up. So don't let that get you discouraged though from doing this. I got this kit from Handheld Legends. Really quick shipping. Good price too. Deal is though you have to solder wires to the backlight module. Right here. One goes to the ground on the unit, which is over here. You can just put power, which is this one I believe right here. Power, but I did it differently. I put a 5-volt converter in it, which is basically this. This is another one. This is just a mini one. It kind of fits right behind the speaker. Fine. You can kind of secure that better. But I wired that so the screen is getting powered by the 5-volt Pololu. That's who makes it. Pololu, I think. Is that the company I'm saying right? Someone in Nevada. I'll link it. There's a couple other makers who make something similar as well, but it might be larger. This thing is very small, very difficult to solder. It's taken me quite some time. You can tape your wires up like that. Top is the power going in, or the in. Bottom is ground, that's 3. And the other wire, this requires a ground, obviously, and then the out is going to the actual screen. So you have to take your whole screen apart to do this, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm just kind of repeating some steps here, but sometimes it's good to repeat steps. This is the backlight module. That was your film originally on your Game Boy. And then there's a polarizing film underneath that. You should wear gloves when you do this because you have put prints everywhere. So that goes first. Then the backlight module. Gotta get through this ribbon cable. Be very careful. Don't do what I'm doing. My screen's already broken though, so yeah, I'm being dangerous here. But yeah, you do that, you kind of center it all up, and then you kind of reinstall your Game Boy. You know, put the screen in first over there, tuck your wires, so obviously your power wire kind of goes through over here by the D-pad. Messy keyboard, I know. Ugh. But the tools required, you're going to need a small Phillips. This was like a 00. You can use a 0 as well. And a tri-wing screwdriver, either a 1, or is it a 1? Yeah, a tri-wing 1 or 0 will work just fine. This is a 0, this is a 1, they both fit pretty decent. Moody makes these, made in America, made by Century Tool. I would get those over a Chinese one, that's just me though, I'm a tool hoarder. So, see the other clips of how I did this again. This is just what my outcome was. I flexed the cable too much when removing the polarizer, which is badly damaged in the back. I didn't even think I was going to be able to save the screen, and I wasn't. But you can try it though. I'm going to try it again. Make another video maybe. Handheld Legends though, they sell all the stuff. They sell the buttons, they sell the cases, they sell the polarizer film, the lenses. Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff. And they have the, IPS kit, which I was thinking about doing as well on this one, because now the screen has issues. Also, what helps is cool pliers to hold stuff. I use Night Picks, not sponsored. Fancy stuff. And basically, a regular old soldering iron like this is just a Weller 40 water. You should really have a smaller tip on this though. This is a quite small tip, but you really need something smaller if they make a smaller pencil tip. That helps as well. Yeah, it's all dirty and nasty, I know. I have to clean it. But you'll need something like that because you are going to solder this. And it's really, really quick once you melt your solder. You just put a little dab over here on the pads, the tenure wire, and then the real fast, you know, so you get a nice solder joint. And then if you're doing the 5-volt mod, you really just have to, it's open holes on there, so you just have to fill them like crazy with solder while wires in there and clip the excess. I never even clipped my excess yet because yeah, and that Pololu module, that thing takes a lot of heat actually. I thought I was going to melt it, but I didn't. So keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to melt it. Yeah. So you will be soldering. If you're not comfortable with soldering and ripping foil off and stuff, do not attempt this. Another way too to not mangle this screen, which I should have watched before I did this, like about 3 weeks ago. And I did the backlight this yesterday. But credit card method, coming in, you know, peel back a little bit and then kind of work it with the credit card going in towards this way. Or some have also disconnected this with solder. I don't know how they did it, but they actually did do that, and they resoldered these layers together. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Deal with it. But yeah, that's the HHL Handheld Legends module. It's nice and low profile. It fits well, and it has resistors built in, unlike the old ones that required resistors. And they come in varieties of colors as well. This was just the standard white, where it's like kind of like a white and like a blue kind of color. I was also going to do the bivert module on this, but yeah, it failed. It goes over there. Yeah, it's that resistor. We didn't get around to that yet. Might try it on a DMG. Where's my DMG? That's the one I fixed. This also was a trash found. Hold on. I just finished fixing this one. This is also a trash found one. It was quite yellow. Now it's not. You see I went a little too crazy with the retro bright over there. I don't know if I can fix that. But this one was trashed. Original battery door. It was all yellow. Screen was missing. Look at it now. D-pad was broken. That was also a trash found. And this was a trash find as well. It needed almost nothing. Shocking. With my crazy hair. You can't get haircuts. These current times, can't get haircuts. Yeah, dandelion. So let's try to backlight this. There's their old rear polarizer right here. I can't speak. And there's the film. The film is on the back. I think I also showed removing that. In the process, I did damage my cable. Now I have to flex this up, or else I have vertical lines. So this screen was already in sad shape, and it's in a little more sadder shape. I don't even know how I did it either. I guess that's flexing this piece over here too much. So on a GameBoy Pocket, your odds of breaking that cable, it's high, but if you break it, I'm going to show you how to fix it, because I figured out how to kind of rig it. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it will. So I got this kit from Handheld Legends, the backlight kit. They give you awesome cards, business cards, pretty cool. I got their regular white one. Resistors are now built into the cable. You see a lot of older videos, they say you have to add a resistor, but as you see in the backlight kit, on the cable there's a resistor built in, so you no longer have to add resistors, which is very cool. I still have to figure out which side is which again. I keep messing this up. That side, and which side do I solder to? I believe I soldered to those two pads on the HHL side. Just a polarizer I put in. It wasn't a stick kind for the front because it was badly burned. This is a rough unit, again trash found, but I'm going to install it a little differently. Like there's actually someone, I think they're on the Handheld Legends website. They have very good videos on YouTube. I emailed them or messaged them about the 5-volt converter. I'm doing it this way. You come off here, and then that's one of your grounds. One of these are 5 volts. I forget which one is which. I have to consult my... This is just the planning stage, okay? Hear me out here. Think what we're saying here. And then go to this. And then this is going to the backlight. And then what am I going to do with the other ground? I guess I could ground it back to the unit, put a double ground, or I can just pick a ground on the actual board, which would be one of these. I think are grounds. I'm going to have to consult this again, and one of those is power, because that's the original 5-volt converter. And if you, because Game Boy only has 2 batteries, it runs on 5 volts, so it's like 3, what is it, 1.5 with the alkaline batteries, but somehow it's making 5 volts. So this is just another one. It's made by Pololu or something. I got 2 of them. if anyone needs one, now I have one. But yeah, you can just kind of like double-sided tape that in there. But that's my planning stage. So to get this to work, again, I messed up the cable, and you might too. Right in the bottom, it's very, very weak. I was thinking about trying to run a soldering iron across this, perhaps restoring that, because it actually the problem might reside in here. I really did not flex this cable too much, but I did kind of pull up on it because you have to, so I was kind of wiggling it. But if that was enough to break the cable, and I remember I did stress it somewhat on this side right here when I was pulling out the polarizer, it did kind of, but I don't see any. There's such small traces though. I don't know if it's in here or is it somewhere else. Over here are your vertical, or no, your horizontal lines, and this is your vertical lines. Two different cables. Sharp makes these. Sharp should make these again. Alright, enough talking. This is getting annoying. We have to get to work. But this is the planning stage. I hope you understand here and what you're up against if you want to or first timer even backlighting a Game Boy Pocket. I didn't even want to backlight a Game Boy Pocket, but just because the screen was so messed up, I had to. So those are hardware, some tri-wings, screws. Alright, I feel like getting to work. Let's see if my soldering iron is up to the task. I also bought additional 30 gauge wire in case I need it for this module. I'd also have a oh yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I have a bivert module as well, somewhere in this chair, which I probably just lost. This is a horrible working condition. Here we go. But I don't think I'm going to attempt to install this yet on this video. Perhaps another video I'll do the bivert modification, but it goes right there. Super small soldering. Well, we'll see how this goes first, and if we can salvage our screen. Now to install video ground, I put it up here for the screen. I use this 5-volt module. If you put power, you can just use one of these over here. So this is that 5-volt stepper thing. Really pain to solder. I use little 30 gauge wire, which kept breaking. The wire you get from Handheld Legends a lot better. So we use that stuff. That's out, in, and then on the other side ground off these pins on this module. You want to move this thing, it's so delicate. Hopefully lights up. Let's put it all back together. Very challenging to solder this little thing in. If you're just doing it boom boom to here, it's like a 2-second job. Underneath that, and yeah, I need a tripod. Hold on, let's place this under there. Oh my god, you see what I mean when I mess with the cable? Well, if I flex it, it goes away. But holy moly, now we have to finish this. But we crammed all those pieces back in together. I don't know what this is all about. This is not biverted right now currently as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to accomplish that, but okay, now we know what to do here. You see, if I flex the cable, hold on down, oh, the other way actually. If I pick it up, it'll stop that line. Gone. So we have to like fix that. We have to put pressure on the cable, something unsoldered from it. But we have to figure this out now, where wiring is going to go. This blue wire is slightly too long. Yeah, that module thing I guess is working. It's just sitting over there right now, the Pololu module. So you can do this. It's just a whole lot of soldering to add the extra thing. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the bivert right now, because I'm probably going to need a smaller soldering iron. But I am a amateur at electronics, and we got this done, so I think you should go get one and do it if you want to. Wow. Alright. What would improve this, someone needs to come up with little quick connects so you can undo it instead of it's all being soldered. Because yeah, your wires are long, but it's still tricky to route it all through here, because you got a wire running under here now, and yeah. I think on Handheld Legends they have a write-up on the 5-volt. I just wanted to do it, just because I wanted it to be cool. Yeah, now we have to screw with this ribbon cable and take all the film off of this. The film's still on here. Polarizer film has a sheet of plastic on it, so take that off. Place that in first. Make sure the orientation is correct. And then backlight screen. It's very difficult not to get prints, and my front polarizer was burned, so now it's just stuck onto there. So this thing's kind of ghetto. Tape down method seems to fix that. This is really tricky to get this backlight in and everything lined up, but you'll get it there eventually. This tape, you can kind of tape it back on if it survived. Mine did not. Have to put additional tape. Yeah. Hopefully the polarizer is all correct. Just be careful with your wires again. This is very tricky the way I did this. But yeah, you'll get this thing back together. Just keep trying. It's possible. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. If you're doing this 5-volt mod, you can kind of run your wires like this. Come through here with the red wire from the screen, and this was the ground. That was the positive. Just make sure that the screw hole is clearing, but that's just for the board anyway. That's this one, and was it 1, 2, 3 holds the board down, so you don't have to worry about that getting squashed. Those two go for the case, so they're blind. Okay, back together, but as you see, we do still have the lines. So you have to take it apart again and put more pressure on that cable. That really sucks that happened, but it is what it is. More tape, more pressure on the cable. Let's pray. Should this really get a whole new unit? Well, I'm gonna mess around this a little more, not biverted, but yeah, it's gonna be flickering on the screen from the resolution. Their frequency, but it still has the lines. Oh man, that's cool though if it would have worked, but I think I broke the screen. Trash found Game Boy. Fourth time. No more line. Alright, this is very sad. I'm gonna have to find another screen because the screen already was damaged. Then we messed with it a little more and it's far worse now. So backlighting your Game Boy Pocket can be challenging. Anyone has a parts one, let me know. You're still into this. This screen wasn't the best anyway. It had a lot of vertical lines in it, like just the way it was made. When it was backlit, it looked kind of poopy. Maybe I can get a better one. Only thing that was good was it had no leakage, but it was burned bad, front and back polarizer. I don't know what's going on now. We tried messing with this cable. It's done. That's all we get now. Alright, I'm gonna conclude this one here until I figure something else out. But yeah, you can do it, but if your screen is messed up, it might get more messed up.